Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil here at Houston, Mission Control. And we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit. And we're here live every Sunday night.
Number 44, here we go. Almost started laughing well before the show even started, because I got this vision of us at like 80 years old. It's just, and the music and I was like, man, this is, something's got to happen before then. We can't let, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, Spacetriots? How's everybody's Sunday been?
Hello.
No, Foil.
Is
Can't
there
sing it.
anybody out there?
Don't let her sing it, guys.
Just not if you can hear me.
Please no.
Right?
Foil, no.
Is there anyone? Alara's not amused, guys.
Yeah, I see them. They're out there. What's going on, Neo? Hey, Patricia. Chef Matt, Frightening Me, Fearless, Path, Twin Crier, Coys, Soul Rico, Death Memes, Woke One, Dodie Danny, Gary Flessner, My Bodyguard, Thumper Rose,
Hello,
Desert Fire,
fam.
Drailing. What's going on, guys? Yeah, here we are, Sunday nights, Space Force News number 44.
Oh, Frightening Me.
What?
Don't you stop. We were just going to talk about this. Frightening Me says Branson didn't look like he was in space. No curvature.
See,
I
told
was just
you.
going to say,
I told you.
We have confirmation.
Foil was
that
all
the Earth is
excited.
round.
She goes, "Oh, Branson went to space. We have proof now that the Earth's not flat." I said, "Oh, come on now. Flat Earth is just going to say that was a video. You please, come on. You can't. Flat Earth isn't going to be cool with that. They're not going to buy that. It's not happening until we have commercial flights into space. It's not happening. What's going on, Above Average Joe? Woohoo! I heard you're going to be on.
Hello.
I heard you're going to be on Foil's show next week. This coming week. This
Tuesday.
week is the next week, or is it the current week? I'm not sure.
You're going to confuse the hell out of me. Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm so excited about it. Right? Kilroy with the can, a refreshment for Foil. Ooh, you're getting drinks served up to you. Look at that, Foil.
Look at that.
You're winning. What's going on, Tiffany?
Woo-hoo.
Rainbow Snuggle Fritz. Amanda's awake. Honest content. Mary Maya, Yovanda, Wanderlust Kate. Good to see you guys.
Tyler the koala is in the house.
Oh, the koala's in the house? There he is.
In the hizzy.
Yeah, what's going on? And look, Kilroy again with the can. Oh, and I get a freshman. Look at that. A freshman.
Look at that.
How I breathe?
A freshman?
Yeah, instead of a refreshment, I got a freshman. Yeah. Keep True D Patriot 7076. What's going on, fam? Great to be here with you guys as usual. Oh, they're already pulling rank, trying to tell me to play the Puffin song. See? It's like a thing.
Just give me the beat now, right?
You Puffin freak. Will that work if we just sing? What's going on, AP? You freaking legend, you. AP's a legend.
I know, right?
I told him that too, and he was like, thanks.
Winning the calls.
Yeah, all he knows how to do is win.
For sure.
Hey, Joan of Sark, what's going on? Yeah, that's all he knows how to do is win. Hey, Mom, what's going on? Should I even read it out loud?
Yeah, feel free.
No, I'm not. No, but hi, Mom. Good to see you. It's always good to see you.
They better not, Pissy Chrissy.
So
apparently my family is in the other room planning on busting in here and acting a fool.
What do you call your cousin the other day? What was that word?
Cuddy.
Cuddy. Can I? Yeah.
Cuddy.
I'm gonna call you Cuddy if I can remember the word Cuddy.
Right.
What's going on, Stacks? So should we start with some madness or what? Like, what's happening here? Let me just pull it up. Let me pull it up. All right,
people have lost their damn minds.
Yeah, here we go. What's this? What's going on here? What is this? Hold on, I need to turn the sound on. I gotta turn the sound on.
Oh yeah, they gotta hear the whole sales pitch.
Oh, this is some madness. We gotta get off this planet, you guys. We gotta get crews together. We gotta get engineers. We need schematics. We gotta build UFOs. We gotta go. This is,
I told you, my dude, alien scientist, is building a UFO right now. That's his whole goal.
Okay, well.
Got actual scientists building actual shit.
A wearable air purifier designed to generate a pure and refreshing atmosphere around the user's face. Graceful lines of the air ring naturally extend the human body with unseen usability, comfort.
Whoa, did my house just get bombed, or was that the base in the freaking little video?
Probably the video, bro. Look at this. Looks like Star Trek. It does. I can't think of the one that's got to have the attachment so they can breathe. That's what this freaking stuff looks like.
I don't know what's going on
Right.
here.
I mean, look, with the little magnetic mask, you know, it's just for show. You don't even need it. It's got a HEPA
So the
air
people
purifier.
that are into this, do they wear it out on dates too? Like,
Man,
you
I
know
don't
what I
know.
mean?
It's, you know, I'm sure there's probably some.
Like, man,
I don't know. It looks
I like your
right?
face shield, baby. You know what I mean? That's
right.
hot.
Like,
You know, like
yeah, that's. I mean, you
look,
know that
she's
thing's
doing
probably
sexy
like
poses with it. Look.
$1,000. I know, right? Like,
Yeah.
look
like,
at me.
Look at me,
Right?
right?
Snaps on the back. Look at that.
Yeah.
Designed for comfort. It's got the cool little lights you can change the colors on, make you look all
Dude.
right.
No.
People are nuts.
No. Just say no. Yeah. Neo says it's kind of cool, but still triggers my mask cringies. Yeah, Adam.
Right. I'm telling you, it looks
wanna
like some
see your-
Star Trek shit.
Like, yeah, I just no more. I don't have a comment. There's no comment on that. So, let's see. What are we going to be getting into today, guys? Oh, what's up, Suki? Good to see you, friend.
Hello.
All right, so
Yes, fearless mud grips. All my trucks got mud grips on them.
flashbacks. Okay, SF New Satellite Operations Center, Space Command supports CENTCOM. We have a possible moon war coming, which is interesting because why is everybody trying to get to the moon right quick? Like, where's everybody going? All right, drone ship moves to Cali, Starship, Space Telescope, Super Heavy Booster blast off, Fort Lauderdale, Tesla Tunnel, assassination theories filling the vacuum, Biden vows action over cyberattacks, Cyberattack nuclear retaliation. We got magic mushrooms for the win, right? Cell phone radiation, Chinese military harvesting genetic data. And yes, we are talking about the pregnant women. So this is pretty disturbing stuff. We have mouse human chimeras.
Chimeras.
Yeah.
Those two.
Fish-like underwater drones, drone swarms in Gaza, navigation using magnetic fields, Moon Village goes solar, UFOs disabling weapons. Of course, that's going to be sold nonstop. Hunt for alien megastructures. NASA is hunting for alien megastructures and techno signatures.
Dyson sphere.
Like it's about
right?
like it's about time,
whoop.
dude. Like I mean, how else were you gonna look? But anyway, that's interesting. There's an interesting article too about UFOs coming from undersea, which we all know that my theory is that some of the ET bases are under the ocean.
It's gotta be.
So yeah, only lines up.
Gotta be.
All right,
Makes
so
sense.
we are going to go to a quick commercial and we will be back with the rest of your Space Force news.
Do you want to bring balance to all the wireless radiation fields in your life, including 5G? The Omnia Radiation Balancer is a small sticker you can stick on any device. It changes the state of the field and creates a new resonance between the wireless radiation and your energy field. On the link below, you'll see all our testing results that show how the body responds excellently once you've made this change in your life. Plus, here's a special discount code at the store. Just enter SFN at the checkout. It's easy to bring balance back to your body with the Omnia Radiation Balancer.
Woohoo! You can, if the mods would be so good as to post the Omnia Radiation Balancer link, that would be good. You can get 10% off at checkout with the code SFN. Yeah, and on what?
I would go to a moon mall, Tyler.
We're getting moon malls now. Look at there's
Yeah,
Toots.
sounds like a
What's
plan.
going on, Toots? Diddy Styles, Capable. What's going on, friends?
Hello.
Okay, so a couple super chats to thank from last show: Morning Flower, Nick Houston, Leyland, Ascension Diaries, Cool Breeze, No Clip, Storm Sup, Music Man, Russo 202, Phil Christopher, Summer Sunshine, Graham Sutherland, Allison Merrick, Jesse CT6, and FZ06. Thank you so much for your support, guys. We really appreciate it. And we will read all the gold pills at the end of the show. So, yeah, we will be doing that for sure. Thanks, Leah, for posting the link for Omnia. Appreciate that, friend.
Whoop, whoop.
That's awesome. We got little ducks flying up. What's going on, Kitty Woo? Greg Herrera. Is that called UCOG, Discog? Did you just put it backwards to try to trip me up? Is that what that's all about? All right, well. And on that note, okay, so Branson went to space, you know,
Yes.
in his plane thing, his whatever it is.
It's not. Come on now.
What?
It's nifty. It was nifty.
I mean, it's for a,
I know you're not impressed by rocketry, right? Thanks,
No,
Samantha.
Not terribly impressed by it.
But I mean, like, you know, for I can't even say regular people, rich. I mean, you know, at least it's not governmental people going to space now or something.
So
I mean, I was excited.
let's look at the highlights of the rocket trip to the edge of space and back.
Yes.
Foil just wants to go. That's all it's about. Foil wants to go.
I do want to go.
Foil wants to go. All right. So what happens?
Not for no 250K, but
hold on.
2, 1, release, release.
Yeah.
Clean release.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Ignition. Good rocket motor burn. There's Mach 1 trimming now.
I was asking Foil. I was like, "How do they survive re-entry, Foil?" I was like, "How do they survive re-entry in that little whatever it is? What's it called technically? I forget."
It's called the Unity. The wings flap up like a shuttlecock, and they call it
Trim
feathering.
complete. Unity is pointed
it helps-
directly up and heading to space. Things are looking great. We are 25 seconds into
Well,
the
I have to ask, what is a shuttlecock?
Like badminton. The little I don't even know how to explain it. It's the little red thing with the plastic off the back, and you hit it with the rackets.
Oh, okay.
We're now approaching Mach 2.
Never heard of that before. Just had to check.
Yeah, it's designed kind of like a
30
shuttlecock. The
seconds,
wings
Mach
flip up
2.
in the back.
Everything's
and
looking
it
really good and stable.
helps put the plane to where it can just kind of glide back
See?
in.
Mr. No Clip saw the humor
40
in that.
seconds.
I mean,
45 seconds.
where should we skip to, guys? Because we're not watching the whole thing.
You might want to skip through to where it says like
Let's-
0G. I
50
think you get
seconds
some.
approaching
Or
Mach
there you go,
3.
inside the cabin.
Here.
The feather
Look,
now.
Show
you
some
can
of the
see
cabin
space.
shots.
Yep, doesn't look
Now,
flat.
as the feather comes down, the nose of
But I don't
spaceship
know,
is going to
you know?
drop. This is normal and expected. Once that feather's down and locked, the pilots will begin a gentle pull up to a level attitude. And I'm hearing the feather is down and locked now.
There, look at them all. Whoop, and they're
And
little.
ready.
Look at them
So
all
if the pilots want to go fast,
If you go to where it says 0G, I think it shows them in the cabin.
glide, it's the
get
latest
to
release
get out.
from Khalid, a track called New Normal. And all of us will get to hear that on Earth during.
Well, I just want to see them up there, and then
What was it
it's
like?
not terribly exciting, and then
but
they
again,
land.
we do have lots of recording devices aboard the spaceship,
See, now
and
they're
we
on their
will be
way
sure
home.
to release some footage of
It would be cool, I guess. You know. Oh, I want
It'd
to
be awesome.
He looks thrilled.
Oh, he was stoked.
Oh, look, are they weightless?
Yeah, they let themselves out here in a second. They get to unstrap and float around, and
Congratulations to everybody for creating such a beautiful, beautiful place. Congratulations to all our wonderful team at I think Galactic for 17 years.
yes, New Normal was the name of the song that Khalid did.
Okay,
Right?
well,
It shows them in there floating around here, and
I-
it's
those-
All right, so I'm still happy
I
we
don't
could
see 'em
catch a little
floating.
part of that. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay in the transmission there lives.
I don't
We are
see 'em
so excited.
floating.
Virgin fashion.
I'd rather watch UFO videos, Foil.
yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you know, we could show the landing.
I'm sure some people saw this
Are
Are
live
they weightless?
today.
No. They're just all happy. Look at them. We did it.
Yeah,
They
I
didn't
don't
even
at
go to
that
the
point,
Carmen line, did they? They didn't even go to the Carmen line.
just at. This is the thing, like, but, you know, number one, at least they beat Bezos up there. That guy's an asshat, right?
Yeah.
So at least he beat Bezos up there. I don't know.
Comfortable thanks to their spacesuit. Meaning,
Whee!
that
Yeah,
the
they
number
went
4 is
to
sacred
the
to
edge
It
of
looks like a
space.
paper
and the emblem
airplane, you know?
represents the
That's
4
what my paper
directions, the
airplanes
4
look like in
seasons,
elementary
the 4
school.
times of day, and
I mean, I'm
the
not
chase in
into
the
any insult
background
to
there
planes. It's
outside
what my paper
altitude.
airplanes look like. Here they go. Whee! Back to Earth.
Now, the
Yep.
pilots are going to be landing on runway 34 today, so that's coming from the south and towards the north for those of you on site watching.
And let me
And for
fast
the-
forward to the landing. Here we go. Yay! You know what I mean? Woo!
I was
Yay.
excited, Alara. You can
Main gear
mock
touch
if you
down.
want. I thought it was
I'm
great.
glad you were excited.
And we're going
That's
to hold
great.
it just like this for a minute before bringing the nose down.
Here we go. It was a
Can
success,
see they're already
guys.
celebrating inside there.
We flew a plane
And the
to
nose
space,
is coming
guys.
down now.
Something we've never done before. Exciting. Okay, so, and on
That
that
dude
note,
was super excited, right?
are we going to jump into the Space Force news now? Is that what we're doing today?
Feel free.
that
Feel
what we're
free,
gonna
you
do
know, or we could just, I don't know,
Okay, here we go.
whatever you feel like, ma'am. Whatever you feel like.
Space Force.
Here it goes. Here goes nothing. Where's Alara's water bottle?
Right? And yes, full-blooded Christian, I do believe in outer space. I don't think that there's anything in the Bible that precludes there being an outer space. Gulp.
Except for the fact that it says firmament, and that the term firmament in the Greek and the Hebrew actually means a solid structure.
You yelled at me and said I wasn't allowed to say firmament.
But
and
I'm
now
just
here
saying,
you go
I mean,
with the firmament.
If you're going to take it literally, then technically there's a dome. But we're not literalists. But still, just saying. Like, we could see why the literalists think there's a dome. I mean, it is logical, according to the Bible. Space Force opens facility to improve warfighting capabilities. The U.S. Space Force opened a new satellite operations center July 7th at Kirkland Air Force Base in New Mexico, designed to advance the still, how do you pronounce that word, Foyle? NASCENT? Nascent services space war fighting capabilities. The Rendezvous?
Oh, wait.
What? What? Did I say it wrong? What?
Rendezvous?
Is that? Oh.
The Rendezvous? Yeah. Rendezvous.
All right. The Rendezvous and Proximity Satellite Operations Center was established by the Space and Missile System Center, Innovation and Prototyping Directorate.
I had to pull that just for you.
As a new workspace to drive on-orbit experimentation and demonstrations with prototype satellites and payloads. This is why Space Force will never hire us, Foyle. Ever. In fact, when they finally do get that call from us, they're going to be like, oh man, they finally did it.
Not you guys.
Not right? You guys.
Oh no, right? Not them. We've got you guys on a list somewhere.
The Reaper Satellite Operations Center allows us to carry out on-orbit experiments and prototyping efforts, develop innovative concepts of operation, and demonstrate game-changing technology for the United States Space Force and our mission partners. A $17 million facility will be part of the Research Development Test Evaluation Support Complex located at Kirkland. The 5,930 square foot space includes operations floor, mission planning, and collaboration areas, and conference rooms. The center is just the latest space-related facility established at Kirkland Air Force Base, which serves as a home to SMC's Innovation and Prototyping Directorate. Why is that so funny to us?
I don't know.
Thank you, Chris Hawkins. Who doesn't like the Directorate?
Right? Everybody likes the Directorate.
Woo! Okay. Sheeple Beware says, if the Earth was flat, the cats would have knocked everything off by now.
I believe that.
You know.
I believe that.
The center is just the latest space-related facility established at Kirkland Air Force Base, which serves as home to SMC's Innovation and Prototyping Directorate. See, I can say it right. The Air Force Research Laboratory Space Vehicles Directorate. And the Space Rapid.
What?
Then the Space Rapid Capabilities Office. Woo! Made it through that one. Okay, here we go. All right. I can't look at them sometimes. If I look at them, it's over with. You know what I mean? Especially when they're really on one. Yeah.
Right.
It gets crazy in there. All right. Space Command supports CENTCOM mission as troops exit Afghanistan. The last Americans leave Afghanistan, U.S. Central Command will look to space to support its continued counterterrorism mission against Al-Qaeda and Islamic State group remnants. U.S. Space Command confirmed to Air Force Magazine. President Joe Biden said July 8th that the Afghanistan mission will be complete by August 31st. The announcement comes 2 days after U.S. Central Command said more than 90% of the U.S. forces had already left the country. But CENTCOM still has the counterterrorism mission of rooting out the remnants of terrorist groups still operating in Afghanistan, and the command's war planning relies on space-based capabilities. USS Spacecom will continue to provide U.S. CENTCOM with space capabilities supporting their missions in the theater of operations to include Afghanistan. Space-based capabilities include space control, position, navigation, and timing, satellite communications, and missile warning. That means the combined force space component. Now they're switching words, you know? What are they trying to do to me? Component Command at Vandenberg Space Force Base, California will be helping to protect the signals controlling remotely piloted aircraft in the skies over Afghanistan. The CFSCC could be jamming any signals when necessary. A defense official told Air Force Magazine, the mission to support CENTCOM with space-based capabilities is nothing new, but without assets on the ground, America's eye in the sky will form the intelligence picture until a new agreement is worked out with the Afghan government. Yeah. Like we didn't know that was already happening.
Right.
All right, let's see. Moon Wars, man. Space. Wait. Yes.
What?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. Kaboomer with the shades. May the woo be with you. Thank you, Kaboomer. That was good.
Ooh.
Chris Hawkins with the cookie. Bunnies. I'll be the guy wearing the bunny shirt. They're having fun. Yum, 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 yum. What? What was that, Chris?
Yum.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, yum, yum,
Yum, yum, yum, yum, yum, yum, yum. Yeah.
Yum, 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 yum.
All right. Well, back to work, Foil.
I don't know.
Space, the final military frontier. Space Force is preparing to protect and defend vital U.S. interests in and beyond Earth orbit, sparking fears. Oh, man. Spears of a war. Sparking. Pull it together, Alara. Sparking fears of a war on the moon, according to the Air Force report. Boots on the moon may be closer than you think. A recent report from the Air Force Research Laboratory Space Vehicles Directorate says United States military interests will increase tenfold to 272,000 miles from the Earth's surface and beyond as private and public sectors move into space, and could be the next war front as military officials try to protect American assets. The report, entitled A Primer on Cislunar Space, says that the Space Force was tasked with defending and protecting U.S. interests in space when it was first established in December of 2019. But with more public and private sector operations extending into cislunar space, the area surrounding the moon, the reach of the Space Force's influence will extend into the region to protect and defend vital U.S. interests in and beyond Earth orbit. In 2000... I need water. What was that, Death Memes? Proof she'll ready anything? I'll read anything or ready anything? Death Memes said proof she'll ready anything, but I don't think he meant read anything. What's Tanet saying? Earth is flat. Hold on. We got a flat Earth comment. We gotta stop the whole show for this.
All the amazing math of the pyramids, Luxor, Golden Mean, etc. would be mute.
That's
not
an
happening.
Excellent point, Tanet. Thank you so much for your contribution to the conversation. That is an excellent, excellent point. We are in full agreement on that. All right.
Where did the yums come from? I missed that. Oh, that was okay. I see it.
He gave us a bunch of yum yums.
Yum
He's
yum yum yum.
trolling me with super
Meow
chats.
meow 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 meow.
Okay, focus, Foil. We have to
Meow meow meow.
keep our eye on the ball. Yep.
Meow.
All right, so where was I? In 2018, Jeff Gossel, senior intelligence engineer in the Space and Missile Analysis Group at the Air Force National Air and Space Intelligence, said he had seen reports in open press that say the Chinese have a relay satellite flying around the flip side of the moon. That's very telling to us. You could fly some sort of a weapon around the moon. When it comes back, he continued, it could literally come at objects in geostationary orbit, and we would never know because there's nothing watching in that direction. At a Defense One Tech Summit on June 22nd, the Drive Reports told the audience space war is going to look a lot like the Cold War in a couple of different ways. First of all, we hope nobody's actually exchanging destructive weapons with each other. That we don't just hope, but we take active actions to deter that from happening, he said. The nature of conflict in space is that there is an offensive advantage or first mover advantage, in that it is a lot easier to attack somebody else than to defend your own stuff. Felt continued. And we've seen that before. That's the same thing with nuclear weapons. The June 22nd report details how the military is planning to develop spacecraft for missions beyond Earth's orbit, traveling all the way to the area that surrounds the moon. It was written for military space professionals who may have had to develop a spacecraft for the uncharted territory, providing them with a better understanding of what cislunar space is and what challenges it presents. Getting into cislunar space, the researchers report, will require new models for planning and tracking the trajectories of spacecrafts and satellites, and military and civilian space agencies will have to alter their intuition and sense of distance and time, and further expand the volume of space they consider when discussing cislunar topics. Well, at least the Cislunar Highway Patrol finally have something to do, you know?
Spaceships, right?
Getting into cislunar space, the researchers report, will require new models for planning and I already said that. Trajectory calculation, for example, will be different in cislunar space, and even the slightest deviation in the object's current position or velocity could cause very large differences in its future propagated position and velocity. To combat that, the scientists recommended setting up a network of sensors, but even those on the ground will have trouble tracking objects in cislunar space. That is due to the massive distance cislunar space encompasses, and because the relative difference in motion between the Earth and cislunar space makes it difficult to detect objects from Earth. Operating spacecraft beyond geosynchronous Earth orbit poses unique challenges. As commerce extends to the moon and beyond, it is vital that we understand and solve those unique challenges so that we can provide space domain awareness and security.
Commerce in space. We're officially Ferengis.
The Space Force has signed a cooperative agreement with NASA last year to collaborate on future cislunar space research and technologies. And on June 13th, the Space Force successfully launched into orbit a space domain awareness military satellite. Whew, that was a long one. That was a long one. And I didn't even fill up my water bottle. Yeah,
oh boy.
All right, man. So that's the end of Space Force news. Let's go into SpaceX.
The King of Mars.
All right. Gulp, gulp, gulp. See, if I beat you to it, it completely takes it away, doesn't it? It's no fun anymore.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm going to read this article right meow.
I was just going to say that.
SpaceX drone ship moves to California for West Coast rocket landings. The most prolific SpaceX drone ship has arrived on the West Coast. The floating Falcon 9 rocket landing pad, Of Course I Still Love You,
I still love you,
departed Port Canaveral on June 10th to change coast to support of its SpaceX increasing launch operations. Currently, there are minimal flights blasting off from the company's California-based launch facilities, but that is all about to change. Of Course I Still Love You and its tugboat, Mr. Jonah, bid Florida farewell and sailed out on the port on a multi-week journey to the other side of the country. It was smooth sailing throughout the trip, with the only dicey parts being actually crossing the Panama Canal. The drone ship is so massive that, according to canal officials, a semi-submersible transport vehicle had to help it through the canal. After a 26-day journey, the massive drone ship arrived at its ultimate destination, the port of Long Beach. Of Course I Still Love You sailed into the port on a deck of an even larger ship called Mighty Servant 1, just in time for SpaceX's first polar Starlink internet satellite mission, estimated for sometime in July. Yeah, man. See, what else do we got? What are they saying? Is it funny?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're meowing?
Yep. No, not right meow, but
yes, Leah. My highlighter.
They're on you.
Yeah.
They're on you.
My highlighter. I really love my highlighter and my little browser. Big shout out to Above Average Joe Patriot for cluing me into the browser. I really appreciate that. It only took a few years. All right, back to the news. Alara. Elon Musk, you're no help today. Just read the chat. Elon Musk suggests turning a Starship into a giant space telescope. All right. SpaceX Starship, SpaceX Starship could carry the first astronauts to the surface of the moon since the Apollo missions, clean up our planet's increasingly littered orbit, and perhaps even help establish a city on Mars. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk is saying that it could also be used to bring astronomical observations into the 21st century. In a Wednesday tweet, Musk suggested the ship itself could serve as the structure for a new giant telescope with 10 times the resolution of NASA's Hubble, an indication that the billionaire still has plenty of big ideas left for his company's spacecraft. According to Musk, the idea of turning a Starship spacecraft into a massive space telescope was first suggested to him by Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory astrophysicist Saul Perlmutter. The news comes after NASA's aging Hubble Space Telescope had to put its scientific investigations on pause last month due to a software glitch. NASA scientists are now desperately looking for a fix to get the telescope back on track. That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's a different idea. He tweets out some stuff now. Like, he just randomly
Elon?
comes up with some, yeah.
That's the
just
only
all
reason I miss being off Twitter is Elon's tweets.
Man, just random shenanigans all the time. That's actually probably a really good idea.
All right, so we need to get the show on the road, you know, whatever helps if the Hubble really doesn't work anymore. How old is the Hubble now?
Man, I think they put that up there in, what, the 80s? That thing's old.
Yeah, probably needs... Can't they give it an upgrade? At some point, do they have to bring it back? How does that work, Foil? Don't you have all the answers?
Well, most of the stuff that they launch into space is supposed to be in a decaying orbit, but it usually, I mean, they originally calculate like 50 or 100 years for reentry, and then it's supposed to burn up in the atmosphere. But there's so much junk up there now that the stuff we keep launching, like that's why we've got to get people up there to clean some of that stuff up.
Space lasers at stuff? Like...
So we can turn like one falling object into a like I don't
directed
know.
energy weapon, dude. Like, come on now, we can hit
Vaporize
stuff on
it?
Earth. You think they can vaporize stuff that's in orbit? I mean,
then they'd have to tell us about the space lasers.
Right. Well, maybe they should tell us about the space lasers.
I'm all about the trash people, man. Can we get some trash people? They got to be like normal folks, right? Give somebody else a chance to go to space.
Space lasers. Like, why couldn't they shoot that one thing that was falling towards Earth, China's trash, with a space laser? Eliminate the whole problem there. Just hit it with the space laser.
Right.
Trying to act like they don't have that stuff. Come on now.
1990 Hubble was launched.
Let's be real here. Yeah, man, I was a spring chicken then. Thank you, Share Within, for the can. SpaceX is getting close to launching Starship SN-20 on its massive Super Heavy booster this month. Boca Chica, Texas is going to get a little noisy this month when SpaceX launches the next big test of the Starship spacecraft. Only this time, it really is a big test, thanks to the super massive heavy booster strapped below it. This time, it will be the SN-20 prototype that will be making its way up. The previous SN-15 prototype saw an altitude of just over 6 miles before it dropped into a belly flop and made some of these people that write these articles, man, it's like, you know what I mean? Have you noticed that? Like, it just...
That there are all kinds of errors in the articles?
Yeah.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
I mean...
So 6 miles before it dropped into a belly flop and made a successful landing. This allowed SpaceX to push ahead the SN-20 and bring testing to the next phase, which is orbital flight. If this month's launch gets all the green flags necessary to leave the ground, it will take Starship to around 100,000 miles above the Earth, where it will then cruise and drop down somewhere near Hawaii. The Super Heavy booster is set to land in the water near Boca Chica. The total height with the booster and the SN-20 stacked on top will be around 394 feet, making it the tallest and most powerful rocket that has ever been launched, creating a new record by beating out the Saturn V, which stood at 363 feet. It will contain up to 33 Raptor engines, which will be required to get it off the ground.
Yeah, that thing is freaking huge.
Yeah, that's big, dude. It's a big rocket there. That's a big rocket there, Foil.
It's a big old rocket right there.
Nana Wu saying, just about 3 years ago, I was able to create a new Twitter account. They haven't deleted me yet. Fingers crossed. All right, well, I know who to send out there then. I know that if I need some intel over there on Twitter, I know exactly who to send out. Nana Wu. Is it Nana Wu or Nana Wu? I'm going to go with Nana Wu because we like the Wu.
We like Wu.
Yeah.
Right? We like the Wu.
We like the Wu. That's right. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Fort
and
Lauderdale,
we are now we are trying. Like, listen, we love the flat Earth peeps. We agree that they lie to us all the time, and we're just trying to figure it out together. Whoever said that, that's right.
Are we doing damage control? Is Flat Earth pissed off at us or what?
No, we're good.
All right. Just wondering. Okay, because I can't. I'm reading the. All right, Fort Lauderdale accepts proposal. Wasn't there a little video I wanted to play over here? We don't need to listen to him. Fort Lauderdale accepts proposal for Elon Musk Tesla Beach Tunnel. I think maybe I was gonna play this. Let's see.
Ooh, is it another tunnel rave?
No, it's not
You
a
show the
tunnel
peeps?
raid. It's a little video. This may have not been the video I wanted to show. Maybe it was a different one. There was another one about another tunnel or something.
It's probably down lower in the article. They always put some non-related shenanigans at first.
Paying customer of
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this is it.
Sakumi Zawa, please come forward.
Yeah, this isn't it. That's not it. Okay, so let's see. All right. Fort Lauderdale, Florida plans to strike a deal with Elon Musk, the Boring Company, to build a tunnel between its downtown and the beach. The Boring Company would offer rides in Teslas to hundreds of people a day for $5 to $8 per person. The city's leaders have said before a similar ride in an Uber would cost around $10 per trip at current prices, according to Uber's ride price estimator. This could be a truly innovative way to reduce traffic congestion. Cost of money city where initially he said other firms will have 45 days to submit competing proposals. The project will be dubbed the Last Loop, a reference to a local road that connects to the beach. The Boring Company offers a transit system called the Loop, in which people in standard Teslas are driven from station to station in tunnels. Its first project opened last month at the Las Vegas Convention Center. There are plans. That's the tunnel rave. There are plans to extend the system through more of Las Vegas, but Loop has also drawn criticism from transportation planners who say that using cars as a mode of public transit makes inefficient use of the tunnel, which could carry a lot more people with a train or a bus. The local government envisions the Last Loop as a way to alleviate parking stress at its beach. Drivers will be able to park cars at the downtown's Bright Line train station, which offers intercity rail service around Florida, and then ride in a Tesla to the beach. The Boring Company has promised to radically reduce tunneling expenses, which can cost governments as much as $1 billion a mile, making many projects unaffordable. So I thought could have swore there was a video where they showed the whole tunnel thing, but apparently not.
Well, they've accepted the proposal. I mean, I guess this, not like there aren't already tunnels everywhere, but okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. I wonder where that video went. I could have swore I had a video. All right, well, this Yahoo article, I'm not going to be able to show them this, so you're just going to have to go without the article. On the first one, the first one
is
in
the
next
Haiti
section.
one.
Yeah, well, I can't pull it up because it's Yahoo.
That's the second one. Just go ahead. Go ahead. We're good. I got you.
Okay. All right. So yes, we will be moving into defense now, guys, with your hostess with the mostest, loyal to the foil. Beep, bubble, beep.
All right. We should be on Haiti. Haiti on Edge. That's theories about presidents, assassinations, fill a vacuum.
I can't pull up this Yahoo article. Well, I'm not
It's
sure what it
CNN.
says.
And yes, it's CNN, guys.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, Haiti on the Edge is theories about president's assassination fill the vacuum.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yeah, I know you guys. I mean, this was huge news this week. And for those of you that didn't catch it, somehow Haiti's president was assassinated in the middle of the night. So apparently there were like 28 guys that rolled up to the presidential housing compound, announced in English that this was a DEA operation, that everybody was to stand down. And apparently his guards did exactly that. They run in, they shoot President Moise 12 times, shoot his wife like 3 or 4 times. She got taken to Miami. She lived. She was in critical condition in the hospital there. He, of course, died, right? Nobody knows why they did this, right? Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Now, I will make note that there were a couple of other presidents, specifically the president of Tanzania and the president of Burundi, that had espoused some similar claims that also ended up dying in the most mysterious of fashions. I'll just leave it at that. So now this guy is dead.
Haiti
can
is
we
calling.
Can we mention what that was? They didn't allow the jab.
Yeah, they weren't jab fans, right? This guy also was not a jab fan. Now I don't know. What's weird about this is that these were foreign nationals. There were 2 Haitian American citizens. The rest of them were ex-members of the Colombian army that ran up in the president of a country's house and shot him to death in his bed, smashed his eye in too,
that's wild.
which is kind of crazy, right? And now they're calling for the U.S. to come in and solve the problems. There's a plot here, and there is a mastermind behind this plot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it would not surprise me at all to find out that whoever organized this probably resides in this country. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's most likely, I would think.
You know, I mean, this Haiti is going to be. They don't know who's going to run what now. You know, the president that was shot had named a new prime minister like 2 days before his assassination. So now the old prime minister and the new prime minister are arguing. The Senate has elected their own guy to take over. Like, there is massive instability in this country, and we know Haiti has seen other scandals in relation to certain U.S.
Nana
political
Woes saying she heard she died.
powers.
Yeah, there was a bunch. That was another suspect thing, Nana, that was going on. There was a bunch of stuff saying that she had died and she didn't. She ended up getting off a plane in Miami. So
Yeah,
why
I thought
there was a bunch of
she was in treatment in a hospital in Miami. I mean, maybe she has died since.
No.
then.
I mean, there was articles, information circulating saying that she had died. And
she was taken to Miami.
Then she showed up in Miami and got off that plane. So it's almost like that stuff was put out on purpose to make people think she had. Now, why? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
Yeah,
Why?
Well, you know, anytime something happens in Haiti, I'm immediately skeptical anyway. Because of
Bruh 525 says pharma. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and I don't know.
Answer A.
Could have been some form of Arkansas too. Who knows?
Who knows? Could have been a combination.
We don't know.
Could have been a combination.
Right?
Yep.
That's just crazy.
Yeah,
that's just crazy. I guess we're gonna have to see what happens.
Okay, so where are we going from here?
Yeah, the one you can't pull up. Now you guys know that we are pulling our troops out of Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. Okay. You guys know that we're pulling our troops out of Afghanistan. It's crazy because they've got Afghan army and citizens fleeing into Iran right now. The Taliban has control of probably 85% of the territory of the country now. Now they're claiming that they don't want to fight. They want to find some sort of political reconciliation here, which we know is a joke. I mean, the only political reconciliation that these people are going to accept is total subjugation to Sharia law. I mean, that's been their premise since the beginning. But Iranian state radio is reported. I mean, they caught 300 Afghan soldiers and civilians that were running from the Taliban that slipped across the border the other day. And those are just ones that they counted in one day. It's crazy. But we are moving ahead with the withdrawal. It's every time we withdraw our troops from a base, within hours, the place is ransacked. I mean, it's a complete and total loss.
Well,
over there at the moment.
Their plan is to use drones now to keep an eye on, and Space Force and drones. Well, keep an eye on things as they're removing troops.
Right? Yeah, but not. We shouldn't have been there in the first place.
That's the stated plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely shouldn't have been there in the first place. But now we've left a power vacuum that is going to develop into serious regional instability. And when you leave a power vacuum, somebody's got to fill it. I mean, it's very funny that there are Taliban statements coming out of Moscow right now. The leaders of the Taliban have met in Moscow to issue statements, which is something that they mentioned in this article, right? That they're yeah, right. I mean, so people are fleeing into Iran. I mean, like I said, we've left a power vacuum. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see China moving into the area very quickly. Right. They've already got their Belt and Road Initiative with most of the surrounding countries, agreements in most of the surrounding countries. I mean, I believe we've made a mess over there. But yeah, now they've got about 85% of the country under their control. So I guess we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that.
Biden vows U.S. action over Russia cyber attacks.
This guy, right? Come on, man. We talked last week about how right after Biden goes and talks to Putin and tells him these 16 things you can't attack, like almost like anything else is fair game. What happens? Our evil issues another supply chain cyber attack that actually affected 1,500 companies, and a lot of the information that was coming out last week was saying that it was on par, if not worse, than the SolarWinds hack. We do not know the extent of this. We don't know what systems they've infiltrated. We don't know what backdoors they've written. We don't know. So Friday, Biden says he calls Putin and tells him that we're going to respond. They talked on the phone. Biden says they talked on the phone for an hour. Reporters asked Biden if Russia was going to face consequences. All he said was yes. It was no more specific than that. And of course, immediately after, Moscow said, I don't know what he's talking about. He hasn't called us. We didn't talk about that. Biden never said a word, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. Biden is saying that he made multiple specific requests for action. Moscow saying they never talked about that.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting. I mean, this is almost like when the Russians shot at the British ship and the British said it never happened, and then Moscow came with the receipts.
Yeah.
Like, these people are just bending over for them. It's kind of scary, to be perfectly honest.
Craziness.
Right?
Craziness. So, when was that rehearsal thing they did? I forget the name of it, Foil, where they did some kind of like prepping for like really
Cyber Polygon.
Yeah,
that was just the other day. That started on the 9th. It ran all weekend. I suppose we'll be getting. They live streamed it. I'm sure that they'll have their reports out probably this week at some point. I'll be going over that. But
how bad do you think this cyber attack stuff's gonna get?
I mean, I believe it's extremely pervasive already. I think it will get worse.
Well, yeah.
You know me. I think when these people say something's going to happen, it usually happens because that's their plan.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
true.
they talk about
true.
a cyber pandemic. Like a self-propagating virus that would crash the global system. Like, that's a perfect time for them to run in and say, we can save you. This is how.
Right.
It's shenanigans. It's all shenanigans.
The U.S. says it can answer cyber attacks with nuclear weapons. That's lunacy. Yeah.
Yeah. The Washington. I pulled this, and I can't. The Washington Post is the worst. It's a rag. It's one of the worst publications that are out there. But nevertheless, so we talked about. I think it was last week, we talked about how the United States does not have a no first strike agreement on nuclear weapons. As a matter of fact, when Trump was in office, we specifically said if there was a serious biological attack on our citizens or a serious cyber attack that would damage infrastructure that would lead to widespread problems for the citizens, that it was our option to respond with nuclear weapons if we wanted to. As a matter of fact, the UK and several other countries said the same thing. Well, it's awfully funny that now for the past few months, people have been, the left has been ratcheting up pressure that we need this no first strike, and definitely they think this is not a proportionate response to a cyber attack, and they want us to take this off the table. This was something that Trump put into effect in 2018.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, we have the option to respond with this sort of an attack over a significant enough cyber attack. Which, I mean, if you really think about the ramifications of a serious cyber attack, I mean, what they shut down the water system, shut down gas, whatever.
Right.
I mean, people, it would be pandemonium.
Yeah, it could get
it could get really bad. They want to pull this off the table. But, Trump had put this in place in 2018, specifically with reference to biological weapons, oddly enough. but also extending to cyber attacks. And now they're pushing for Biden to take this off the table. Biden recently said that he was going to review the policy and see what he wants to do with it.
Almost like he knew, isn't it?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. It's wild.
But yeah, that's enough black pill for the week, though.
All right, guys. What do you think? Is it nature break time? I think it's nature break time.
Right?
Alara loves the nature break.
Nature break.
Sam Houston Race Park, camels and ostriches tomorrow night and Saturday night. Post time for first race. Oh, oh snap! That just happened.
Snapping pictures, dear.
Awesome. Video.
Monkeys are gangsters. I think they're hilarious. What is she so upset about?
Mom, I don't like it. Help me.
Oh, she's terrified. And look at that little sheep.
It's just a sheep chasing you.
That was sneaky.
Monkeys are little jerks, aren't they?
Oh, that's great.
He eating your shirt, bro. Oh no, bro. Oh no. No, he's not. No way. Bro, no way, bro. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I got it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, give me one of the
I'd take her hat too. The hat's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
That's not gonna go well. This is funny.
Ow.
This is great too. This is great. Oy, oy. Damn. Oh, this is funny too.
Here. Did you get that on video?
Whee! What game is this?
Ayo, something traumatic happened that changed my life.
Get back, get back.
Hey,
So.
Just give him the fries, man.
Just say hello. Hi.
Oh.
Do you like that?
Whoa!
Go, go, go.
Yo, you gotta go.
Oh, come on now.
It's way too shallow.
Whoa!
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Aw.
That was an easy catch.
Теперь обернись, посмотри на него, какой он.
What is that?
He grabbed his thumb.
Oh.
Oh, that would suck.
That would suck. Why is he running from a bird?
Man.
He's a golfer.
Alright guys, it's time to release my pet fish. Enjoy your life in your new pond, buddy. See ya! There he goes. Oh my god, no!
Oh, that's sad.
Hey.
Okay. Okay. I can watch that all day. Alright, so where were
I
we?
love animal
I do too.
animal videos.
I do too. Okay, let's see, what are we at? Science, huh? Is this science?
Science.
It's science time.
Science!
Magic mushrooms for the win. Here we go.
Yeah, shrooms, buddy. Right? I mean, it's got to be better than them using ketamine to treat depression, which they've been doing, which is kind of crazy. So
I hear people that microdose are happier people, you know, just saying.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Apparently, they have now determined officially, at least in mice and pigs. Yeah, I can't. They're feeding mushrooms to mice and pigs, dude. Can you imagine what that mouse or that pig is? I mean, just tripping balls for who knows how long.
Like, maybe they'll get on another level. You know what I mean? Maybe
probably.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they figured out that that mushrooms actually help to regenerate spines between dendrites. Like in humans, in mice and pigs, you know, what they did first was they used electrical shock to put these animals, which is horrible, into a severe state of anxiety and stress. And it made actual neuronal degeneration in their head, right? The dendrites have like little fingers on them. And the spines coming off of the dendrites, the parts that actually make the connections, that send the chemicals, that actually, you know, send the electrochemical signals, had degenerated horribly. Well, after one dose of shrooms, these things began to regenerate.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with pigs. You know, so, I mean, they plan on trying to push for human testing. Not like we didn't know this. I mean, for God's sakes. I
know
right?
I know a whole handful of people that microdose and they don't have depression problems or drug problems anymore. Like even people that have had serious drug problems too. Like they don't even care, I guess, anymore. It works. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like it's literally like will reset your brain.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's natural. You know, you can't really argue with it. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, you know, they hadn't done any testing for years with this, you know, but recently they saw the effects that ketamine was having. I mean, they started to branch out into the use of other psychedelics. You know, I think it's awesome.
All right. So, yeah, I think it's good stuff. Cell phone radiation is harmful, but few want to believe it. Like, who are those few?
Like, right? Like, well, I mean, actually, I think we're in the minority. Apparently, the U.S. government had stopped any kind of real testing, any funding, I should say. They stopped funding the research in the 90s on the, you know, the damages caused by and the potential problems of radio frequency radiation in like the 90s. Well, there was one study done in 2018 that showed a statistically significant correlation between the rise in incidence of brain cancer and extended use of cell phones. They buried the study. Now they've got a big name guy from Berkeley.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. Joel Moskowitz, who's been doing, he's at the School of Public Health at UC Berkeley, and he has been on this mission to prove that this is a problem. Well, apparently he had recently released, and within the last year, a study where he had done like a meta-analysis of hundreds of other studies, and he was able to prove that there was a 60% increase in the incidence of brain cancer with only 17-minute intervals over a 10-year period use of cell phone. Do you know how little exposure that is for there to be a 60% increase in the incidence of cancer?
And this is why I don't kick it with the smartphone. Everybody thinks that, thinks I'm weird, but I'm telling you.
Right?
I can feel it. Personally, I can feel it. I don't know about other people. Let's find out from other people in the chat if I can actually feel it zapping my cells.
Oh, yeah.
I can physically feel it. And I've talked to people who can't feel it, but I can physically feel it. Put a 1 in the chat if you can feel it zapping your cells. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't notice anything. You can't feel anything. Thank you, Belushi, for the shades. What's going on, bestie? Haven't seen you in a minute.
What's up, fam?
I haven't really been around, though, either.
You've
I
been
love
a little
this.
busy.
I just got one of those bots, too. One of those Twitch bots. Want to be famous? Want to buy some followers?
Like, no, bruh. We're good.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, so now this guy's
was
like...
trolling, but no, he was serious. They really do that. That's wild.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
Now this guy is legit freaking out because of the, oncoming implementation of 5G tech. It's so he's really starting to freak out now, and he's getting some people on his side, which hopefully will be a good thing. They're gonna ignore this stuff. They're gonna ignore it.
So
all the way, they're gonna ignore it.
It's about half and half. About half the people can feel it, and about half of them can't feel it. That's interesting.
You know what? Yeah. When I get away from it, I can tell a difference. If I'm sitting here, like sometimes there have been times I've told you, like I have a really bad headache. I sit here and work whatever 12, 14, 16 hours a day. It'll make me sick, and I have to get away.
Those regular earbuds, if you put those in, the radiation's just traveling right up those things into your ears. Just so you know, guys, for those that are unaware. So, I mean, what I do is I use those earbud things with, at least create some distance, and it makes it a little bit safer. But it's still all bad. But yeah, that's what I do. I do that with my flip phone.
I think the wireless stuff is worse.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not.
Bluetooth stuff is.
They're not talking about. I'm talking about why I use wired headset, and then they're air tubes. They're not regular like earbuds.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, just a tip, guys, for those that don't want to be zapped by the technology.
I really thought you said just the tip. It's like what?
And on that note, let's see. Right. We will be moving on to.
Oh. Not yet.
We
got to talk about Chinese
genetic
data thieves.
That's exactly where I was headed, Foil.
Oh, I thought you were going to go into tech.
No, it's fine, yeah. What does the Chinese military want with your unborn baby's genetic data?
Did you catch this story this week? This was crazy. So apparently Reuters did an investigation. There's a company called the BGI Group. They manufacture prenatal tests.
Crazy.
Okay, that are used in like 50 countries. I mean, more than 8 million women have used this specific test. Not coincidentally, BGI also has produced a lot of our COVID tests that were being used in this country. Okay, they found out that the Chinese government was getting all of this data, right? BGI was formed in part by a group working with the Chinese military specifically, and their stated intent was to improve population quality. Like, that doesn't sound like eugenics at all, right? So they've been collecting all of this data, and finally the U.S. government is like, what the hell is going on here, right? They're saying that number one, this could put China in a position with this kind of a data bank to dominate global pharmaceuticals. It could lead, they're saying, we've talked about their genetically enhanced soldiers, right? It could lead to them being able to pull for, different strands and sequences for genetically enhancing soldiers, engineered pathogens to target specifically the U.S. population or to the food supply or anything.
Foil, not to interrupt, but listen, I'm very spiritual, so most of the information that I get, I look at stuff, I read articles, I do all that same stuff, but a lot of it is intuition and I guess what I would describe as spirit, right? So after I first woke up, Spirit told me that I was going to go on Ancestry, and I started to make an account because I wanted to look up like some stuff I didn't know about. And I went to make the account, and Spirit was like, no, don't make that account. Do not make that account. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't. This was before I really understood any of that stuff. But I was told, like, very firmly, no, do not make that account. I was like, oh,
Good.
okay. Yeah, it was wild.
You know, Blackstone bought Ancestry.com.
Who's Blackstone?
That's all bad. Another private firm, shady shenanigans from those people.
Yeah, this is all bad.
You know, all of these genetics companies, any of the 23andMe is ran by the sister, you know, of the Wojcicki that runs YouTube. Like, these people are all tied together.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
Who is it? Is it Pence's wife or somebody else that's involved with that too?
She's got ties to the Chinese government too.
Yeah, sister cities, but there was something else too. I could have swore with her.
You know, I mean, we've got companies like Palantir that's funded by the CIA. I mean, like, all of this stuff. You know, we're so blasé about data collection because we think, you know, they're just using it for ad targeting or whatever. Like, the potential for craziness is so much more than ad targeting.
Well, you understand the level of technology that we actually have and the level of technology that these dark projects have that is not public. What do you think these types of things are going to be used for? It's all bad.
Yeah, I mean, just pregnant women, you know.
Right, like, hello.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing?
It's crazy.
And it's just, if you pull up the next article, like, it's so, all of this stuff is getting simpler and simpler.
Oh.
Yeah. The mouse human chimeras. Like, you know, everybody laughed when Alex Jones was saying, you know, we've got spider human monkeys in the basement. They're making them like he was wild, and people laughed. Like, he was so on point with it.
Right.
Like, so on point with it. Like, you know, I'm convinced man bear pig is real. I'm convinced.
And mouse embryos. Look at that.
Yeah. So they released a how-to guide. They put it up. Nature published it. The journal Nature published it last year. University of Buffalo said that they found ways to grow millions of human cells in mouse embryos. Right now, and now, just recently, they put a step-by-step how-to guide on the internet for anybody to go and replicate these, to be able to take these. They take pluripotent stem cells. They put them back into what they call naive form, where they can do whatever. Right? They are growing them and integrating them in with in mouse embryos. Like, it's insane. You know, I mean, that way that they can study the impact of diseases or treatments on human cells in vivo in a live animal without putting people at risk. This is what they say they can do, and yes, they can do that with it. But what else can they do with it? Like,
we got mini hearts now too, little mini grown hearts, and
all kind of stuff. When they used to make these chimeras, right? Because we know in Japan and China, they don't like. There are almost no limits on what they can do. They used to say, we're not going to bring these things. Like, if they would make an embryo, they wouldn't let it get past a certain time frame. Well, now they can fully gestate them. They can grow these things. Like, you know, they've got these external wombs that they can put them in. Like, it's a whole thing.
And this is what we're admitting to publicly in the press. Imagine what's going on.
Man, right? If this is what they're telling us,
that are not public,
right?
Just imagine, guys.
Yeah. So I mean, apparently they put, it's a 3-step process. They put the whole protocol out there on the internet. So if you've got, you know, if you've got the lab equipment, you can make these human mouse chimeras in your home if you want. Like, it's crazy.
Like a chia pet.
You know? Yeah. I mean, these people, like, you know, if God made it a certain way, leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm with that. We agree on that, Foil. I'm all about the organic. To me, it's all the divine is organic. The synthetic is not the divine. So it's quite simple. I mean,
you know, like, they've done this human pig.
It's black and white.
Human pig chimeras. Like, it's sick.
Yeah.
Like, this is sick. And you know, it's they think because you can do something, you should do something.
No.
That is not
Nope.
the answer.
Nope.
You know.
There's all these technologies out there too that are benevolent, okay? That we don't study, we don't look into. They call them fluff. They call them whatever. They try to convince people that they're not real, they don't work, or there's no science. You know, and it's crazy because these are the benevolent technologies that will actually accelerate our growth, and instead, we're sold these. You know,
you know what? Because the only stuff that gets the funding is stuff that could have a potential military application.
Right.
That's all that they fund.
Yeah,
you
know, they're not looking for
you
world
this
peace.
will save everybody.
Right.
They're like,
and everybody to be happy. That's the goal here, right? Yeah,
it's
totally.
crazy.
Okay, so where are we going from here, friend?
Tech.
We're going to tech. Is it tech time
What
already?
tech? It's tech time.
Oh man, here we go. Let's go. Technology. Fish drones. We're in trouble.
This thing is awesome, though.
Look at
This is kind of cool. Scroll down. There's a little video that'll show it. So yeah, the Chinese, they've made.
Oh look.
Yeah, right there,
Okay.
right there. Let them see that. This is actually kind of nifty.
軍事車両などが展示された会場に大きな水槽が置かれています。泳いでいるのは熱帯に生息するアロワナではなく、中国企業が開発した魚そっくりの水中ドローンです。
こちらキャタピラがついた機械、そしてこちらはサメのような形の機械もあります。これらすべてですね、水中で使うドローンなんです。
中国メディアは水中ドローンが敵の偵察などに活用できると紹介しています。中国政府は民間技術の軍事活用を加速させています。
Wow, that's legit there. Okay.
Yeah, this is from the Beijing Military Expo that they opened on June 5th, as a matter of fact. But I mean, the fish and the shark that they have, the shark that they showed is actually, they have a much better version. I saw a video that they had of that too. It's not in this article, but I mean, they're hyper realistic drones that they've made. You know, that can be used for
wow, that fish speaks Chinese.
I'm pretty sure that was Japanese, but yeah, he looks like, you know, I mean, he fits right in there. Look at him.
Yeah. Sorry for
it's awesome.
Continue.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to show you guys that. I thought it was kind of awesome. I mean, you know, these things can, right?
Yep.
But I mean, you know, the vision on it, it can record, it can embed itself with native populations. I mean, they could put that in a pond to spy on you for all that.
Spy on the creatures that live in the ocean now.
I'm pretty sure that
I think the creatures would know that was a spy machine though.
That thing can probably surface and spy on anything in a freaking 10-mile radius, I would imagine.
So now, as if there isn't enough stuff to worry about in the deep dark oceans, we now have fish-like drones spying on you too.
Drones.
Yeah, right. We got fish drones.
We have turtle drones. Have you seen our turtle drones?
Yeah.
We have some pretty awesome turtle drones.
Cool. Yeah, those are
that embed themselves for different things.
Okay, so let's see. What's next here? We got world first IDF deployed drone swarms in Gaza fighting.
Yeah,
well, that's the article I was thinking of. Yeah,
our first AI combat, world first, and this was classified until recently. So in that recent ruckus over there in Israel, you know, they were Hamas and whatnot. They were launching a ton of missiles and rockets and stuff from Gaza. So they recently declassified this info. They had used drone swarms of these quadcopters that were being run by artificial intelligence, right? That would seek out the launch, that would seek out the launch origin of these missiles and stuff coming from Gaza, and then either relay the information to a human person or send another signal to something else that would autonomously come in and destroy the area.
Wow.
So we had AI autonomously operating on a battlefield, making decisions,
Wow.
in some cases relaying it to a human, in other cases making the call on its own, to paint targets, to... Right. I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, we knew it was going to happen.
Bye, Neo.
But again, like they said, this was a world first example of actual AI autonomously being used in combat. I mean, you know, the IDF. It's crazy.
All right, let's see. What do we got next? Air Force is going to navigate jets using Earth's magnetic field.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do when when everything flips, but okay.
Right.
They're worried about our GPS being taken out in the event of some kind of cataclysm, right?
Right.
So, and they had tried this before, but it wasn't very accurate. I think the last time they tried this was like 2017. They were only accurate like within 13 meters. But what they're doing now is they are going to use the Earth's magnetic field to provide positioning for aircraft in the event that GPS capability is knocked. You know, if space satellites go down, whatever. I mean, I really don't. There's really not much more to say about that. Like they've increased the accuracy somewhat. You know, it's called Agile Pod. They're going to be using Agile Pod. It's a pod-based modular sensor package, right? They're going to use a magnetometer to read Earth's local magnetic field and then determine the aircraft's location from that. And apparently they're doing better than they did in 2017 when they were off by 13 meters. We don't have all the information yet, but you know, apparently this will work here. I don't know what they're going to... Maybe they'll be able to get that shit to work the way it was supposed to. I don't know.
Work as the shift continues. That's gonna be interesting.
I don't know. That's what I mean, I guess you gotta have a backup plan, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not like those guys can be up there using maps like in the old school or whatever. I don't know.
Moon Village plans to harness solar energy to sustain tourism in the future. Is there a video for this or no?
There are a lot of really cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is a little video. I don't know if you want to play that or not.
Let's see.
Right?
Not music. You can't mute. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Go ahead, Phil.
So with the advent of space tourism, we are seeing a bunch of private companies looking to... I mean, we know that we have the hotel, you know, the orbital hotel coming. There is a company called Skidmore Ownings Merrill that is planning on building a moon village that is going to be run off of solar power at the southern pole of the moon. And if you scroll down, there are a ton of really cool graphics. These are inflatable structures, right, that have a rigid shell that they can use. But if you keep scrolling, you know, it's nearly continuous daylight.
I'd go live on that.
Isn't that nifty?
Yeah, that's kind
of...
Look at that. One of those pads, dude, looking at the Earth like that, that's kind of a cool view.
Keep scrolling. You'll see they have it. They have all these...
Would you live in the moon pad?
Yeah.
I think I would.
You already know.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, yeah. So you see they put up a bunch of solar panels. They're going to run these. You know, they plan on having research stations, but there's also going to be like hotel-like accommodations up there where you can go and book rooms. Stay up there for a while, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and on the inside, they actually look kind of nifty.
Kind of spacey, man.
Yeah, I mean, these are just mock-ups, obviously, but...
Pretty cool.
I think so.
What do you guys think? Would you take a moon pad? I think I would. Hey, it looks a whole lot nicer than Earth right now. Except, where am I going to go swimming, dude? They'd probably build a pool, huh? They'll have a pool.
Oh, I'm sure they'd probably have indoor pools.
Have a pool and a hot tub. As long as there's a pool and a hot tub, I'm in. But what about the ocean, though? You think you'd miss the ocean?
I would.
I would. I love the ocean. And the ocean...
I'm going there tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Yes.
But if you could leave the moon and come back to Earth to go to the ocean, you know, like on vacation, then it would be all right.
How cool you'd be able to see the ocean, though. Like, the whole thing.
Yeah,
like,
that would kind of creep me out a little bit,
awesome.
I think. It'd be creepy.
Would you panic? Right?
No, I don't think.
Look at that. That'd be awesome.
I think this place is what makes me panic. Not panic, but there's a lot of people and a lot of nuttiness. You know, it's all peaceful up there. It looks peaceful.
Does look super peaceful.
Right.
Right.
It looks peaceful. Who knows what it's really like, but it looks peaceful.
Right. Assuming they don't go up there and start ruckus.
And
take all their ruckus with them.
Earth is beautiful from that view. You know? It's amazing.
I imagine.
I mean, it might get old though. You know what I mean? I could see. I mean, depending how much you could go back to Earth. You could go back and forth. I think that would be the whole main thing. Okay, let's see. Where are we at now? All right. Disclosure, friends. We are on to disclosure. Disclosure. Drip, drip disclosure. That's absolutely right. So, Navy pilot claims Tic Tac UFO disabled his weapon systems. Now, I'll read just a little bit of it, but essentially, it's still this push of the fear situation. So this guy's talking about, once I got the target of interest on my radar, I took a lock, and that's when all the kind of funky things started happening. The erratic nature of the Tic Tac, the airspeed was very telling to me. Then we started seeing what we call jam strobe lines. Strobe lines are vertical lines that show up in your radar that are indications that you are being jammed. The Tic Tac UFO was jamming the radar of Lieutenant Commander Chad Underwood, the pilot who filmed the now infamous encounter in 2004 between his FA-18 Super Hornet and the USS Nimitz carrier group that was in exercises off the coast of Southern California. For the first time since then, he revealed to Jeremy Corbell, the filmmaker responsible for making so many of these videos public, that his jet, and most likely the rest, had its radar jammed by a target of interest. Now, look, if I was a UFO, I would do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what, jam their signals? So
Hello?
do you think,
right?
Do you think this guy is telling the truth, or do you think he's just talking smack? Like, you know, he just now mentioned this?
You know what I think. There's an agenda, and the agenda is for the population to fear the extraterrestrials. There's another article that I'll go into here in just a minute where I like what this guy has to say, because it's the normal thought process that most of us have, especially experiencers, about what's going on here. When you see what's being pushed out of the mainstream is all fear. Fear the aliens, fear the aliens. It's been how many? 75 years now, guys? Fear the aliens? Like, really? If they really wanted to screw us up, I think they could have done it a long time ago, especially if they're shutting down our nukes. So I really like what this guy has to say, but I wanted to cover this, the fact that they're putting this out, that this guy's talking now about how they're jamming his radar, and this is a concern because if this is aliens, it could be a threat. It's the same narrative. And right,
Well,
like
need
he
money.
wasn't saying it before, and now he's saying it.
That's what I'm saying, yeah,
spending.
right.
If
He
you haven't
just
figured
told
it out
Jeremy
by now,
Corbell.
Corbell explains his Twitter feed how serious this action was. And again, Jeremy Corbell is explaining how serious this action was, right? Like, we need Jeremy Corbell to break down to us the alien threat on this planet.
I definitely don't trust that guy at all.
Not at all.
I trust him less than I trust Luis Elizondo, and I definitely don't trust that guy either.
I don't trust either of them. But you're right. Corbell is just... I don't trust... Well, about equally. I don't trust either of them. Period. Corbell promises the release of the entire interview with Underwood is imminent. This appears to be his first interview since he talked to New York Magazine in December 2019. Until then, David Fravor, commanding officer of the Black Acres Group, which Underwood was a part of, was the media spokesman for the encounter. Fravor also mentioned the radar jamming in another interview, but did not refer to it as an act of war. That 2009 interview was where Underwood made his own big reveal. The term Tic Tac, I actually coined that. So anytime you heard the term, it looked like a Tic Tac out there in the sky. I was the one who coined that.
It was me.
Right,
Give me the
funny.
credit, guys.
Anyway, that kind of, I mean, I don't really go into the rest of it. It's just the same old fear narrative about the fear of the aliens, they're a threat, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the latest with that. So let's see. I won't be selling the fear porn about the aliens on this channel, ever. So NASA is quietly funding a hunt for alien megastructures, you guys.
Surprise,
This is
surprise.
right?
Right?
If life does evolve on other worlds, then we may very well find more than just biosignatures like oxygen. We might find technosignatures too. These are things like radio signals or even megastructures, that is, artificial objects on a gigantic scale, such as hypothesized star-sized supercomputers. NASA has quietly begun to fund the search for such alien megastructures for the first time in the agency's history. Searches for biosignatures have been well funded for the last few decades. In contrast, technosignature funding has had an up and down history. In 1993, NASA famously killed a search program intended to find microwave signals that were artificial in origin. Since the end of 2019, NASA has awarded 4 grants to fund searching for technosignatures. In November of 2020, NASA awarded a grant to Anne Marie Cody of the NASA Ames Research Center and Croft to survey the whole sky for anomalous objects that transit across stars. Croft pointed to several reasons why NASA is beginning to shift its stance towards funding. In 2015, the private sector Yuri Milner decided to fund Breakthrough Listen, providing $100 million for technosignature research over 10 years. Croft has been part of the project since its inception. The funding has already enabled a great deal of work to be done and landed papers in top astronomy journals. It changed the perception, Croft said. This is serious science that we should be doing. Spurred by new interest in Congress, NASA held a technosignatures workshop in September of 2018. A bunch of people came to that, said Croft. Folks from NASA were there, and they were basically saying, okay, we're being told to do this by Congress. How should we do this? What should we fund? What should this entail? Croft thinks.
What does that tell you? In 2019, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congress went and said, you need to go be looking for this. That, like, this is when they were introducing, fiscal
UFO
year 2020
disclosure.
budget.
UFO disclosure. It's all working together. You know what I mean?
And somebody said, didn't we already find one? Austin, I assume you're talking about the Dyson sphere. Yeah, they think it could have been. Of course, there's a bunch of, that's been debunked stuff out there. But
Croft thinks the explosion in let's follow the logic here. There's UFOs, there's aliens, there's going to be megastructures out there. In fact, there's going to be structures out there we probably don't even realize is a structure, right? Like hollowed out planetoids and things like that. There's going to be stuff like that all over the place. So,
we have, look at the stuff that goes up and sucks plasma from the sun. Big, giant.
Yeah, what are those?
Giant stuff.
There's evidence of them all over the place. What are those? They look like plasma beings that are getting energy or something from the sun. I don't know what they're doing, but they could be ships. Who knows? Guys, there's different dimensions, not just this one. And who knows what the life is like in the other dimensions. And, we have to stop thinking of things in terms of our physicality and oxygen-based life, There's bound to be other life forms in other dimensions that are completely different from us. So thank you, Sean Joe, for the can. All right, where was I? Croft thinks the explosion in exoplanet astronomy has also provided impetus for new SETI funding. Through the use of space telescopes like Kepler and now TESS, astronomers have come to believe that as many as 1 in 5 stars has a planet that is potentially habitable. As a result, research in astrobiology has taken off. Already, NASA spends billions of dollars a year on astrobiology for things like Mars rovers, which help investigate whether there might have been life on Mars. We think we're part of astrobiology, Croft said. After all, SETI is about looking for signs of technology. But there can be no technology without life evolving to build it first. Technosignature searches are astrobiology, he reiterated. Indeed, it would seem that if NASA continues embracing the mission of finding biological life on other planets, then it must come to terms with the possibility of finding distant, advanced civilizations. The Kepler and TSS space telescopes, which were launched to find exoplanets, also make ideal instruments for looking for transiting technosignatures. In particular, Cody and Croft's new project will analyze the TESS dataset. TESS was launched in 2018 to collect the patterns of light variations from across 85% of the sky. It measures the light curves of stars, which indicate the way their light dims, for example, when an exoplanet passes in front of them. The strategy for the team's survey is to search for the weird, Croft said simply, light curves that lack good explanations. The team is developing machine learning pipelines to automatically classify the millions of light variations that TESS will pick up. The aim is to create algorithms good enough to sort most of these into known causes, such as transiting exoplanets, allowing the researchers to focus on the cases that truly stand out. The survey will provide a first estimate of how many transiting technosignatures might exist in the galaxy. Researchers had only begun studying the idea of technosignature transit in the last decade, and little is currently known. So yeah, it's about time, right? Like
last week they were releasing all kinds of information to the public about different programs. Like, we know they're out there looking for stuff. I mean, there's a reason.
All right, this guy, I like this guy, you know, what he has to say, because it's somebody that actually sounds intelligent and, you know, has something to say that's, and of course it's in the sun of all publications.
Of course.
Right. That person that actually makes sense is in the sun.
Hey,
Gary,
I don't, you know.
Gary Hesteline
pull from anywhere.
is the vice president of the New International Coalition. I'm starting to think we should pay more attention to tabloids for that reason. Like,
I do, kind of. I mean, you know,
like, I think there's a truth to Men in Black. Like, I really think there's a truth to that. Like, you know what I mean? They got to tell us, so why not tell us in some goofy magazine that nobody takes serious?
Right?
You know, I think Men in Black was on point.
Did you just make a movie reference?
Yeah, Men in Black, man. I've seen movies. It's just been a long time. These things are killing my ears, man. Yeah, these things are killing my ears. What am I seeing all that? Oh, I see what it is. Okay. Gary Hesteline is the vice president of the New International Coalition for Extraterrestrial Research, ICER, which is made up of UFO researchers and scientists from 27 countries. UFOs are often seen coming in and out of water, so suspect that in our deepest oceans and trenches, we may have alien bases. See? Perfectly logical, right? About time somebody said it. That sounds crazy, but if you think about it, we only know 5% of our ocean. We know more about the surface of the moon or Mars than our own oceans. So that would seem to me why UFOs are seen regularly coming in and out of the water. Perfectly logical, right, guys? Like, but you don't hear many people say this. Every once in a while, like this guy, you know, and the stuff Eshed said was interesting, but I don't think that was that. Right. I don't think that was the bad guys. I think that was a loose cannon white hat is what happened. That's what I think.
He was like, I'm tired of keeping these secrets.
And the press, he's like, I'm getting old. I'm done. You know what I mean? Right. And the press was like, what do we do with this?
I'm telling the world.
Just cover it and move on. I don't know. What do we do? I don't know. Right? That was awesome. Mr. Hesteline points out, often these objects seem to appear over the sea, often appearing to plunge beneath the waves, and the U.S. has even dispatched submarines to investigate them. There's a massive correlation between UFOs being seen near nuclear facilities, whether it's nuclear aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, nuclear weapon storage areas, power plants. This would seem to indicate that it's as if they're saying we don't like the nuclear weapons, so they show up, right? I mean, like, that's where my mind goes. What about everybody else? Like, you know, it's clear to me. I mean, these people are more advanced than us. They have advanced technology, right?
Man, there's all kinds of stuff underwater. Come on now.
You would think that they've probably reached a point in their evolution where they realize nuclear weapons are a bad idea. And if we live in a multi-dimensional universe, then releasing nuclear weapons here in this dimension on this planet would affect others.
Yeah,
right?
I keep telling you, we're like drunken monkeys. They're like, what the hell?
We are like drunken monkeys, you know?
Right?
What do you do with this? I mean, think about it. What do you do with the drunken monkeys if you're them, right? You just watch and you shut down their nukes. That's what you do until the drunken monkeys sober up.
Not today, monkeys. Not today.
Alara, why should they tell us about aliens when we know not to believe them anyway? I mean, you have a good point. You know, disclosure ultimately is going to come from the people and the ETs, not from the government.
Let me ask you, if the government said it, would we believe it anyway? Right. No, we'd be sitting here like, oh, it's some bullshit.
It's gonna have to come from us and them, and you know, they're gonna start. They already contact people on a one-to-one basis. We know this, so I think this is just gonna ramp up. You know what I mean?
Joe Biden could walk out with an alien right now, and we would be divided as a community. Like, that's a clone. They cloned it. That's a dude in a costume.
Right.
It's CGI. Like, we'd be sitting here arguing. It's anything but an alien. Right?
Everybody needs to have their own personal experience, I think, to finally truly understand that they're real and they're here and their intent and all that. You know? So you're right, Foyle. But I think a mass sighting would, like another Phoenix Lights incident, would definitely kickstart at least a conversation. It might help to bring people.
He just landed at like Walmart in Phoenix, and everybody would be like, "Oh, look at this!" Right? But if it was like the government coming out with it, no, ain't anybody trying to hear that.
It might help to bring people out of the hypnosis and the slumber they're in, though. Like, like legit, the alien stuff isn't real. Like, it's not really real to you until it happens. And then you're like, oh no, this is real, right? Like, it seems like two separate realities. And when they converge, okay, I'll refocus.
I definitely believe
Speak easy.
I was just gonna say that. What up, Speak?
I mean, you just had your first UFO experience a few
Man,
weeks ago.
listen,
How was
yeah,
that?
I mean, I believed it
There's
before
no
that,
denying
but
it
like,
when it happens, huh? You're like, no, that
wasn't my first. I told you a while, but I think that was one of ours. When I was driving from Ohio down here, and I saw for like a good 30 minutes.
That's right. And you saw a gray one.
TR3B. Yes, that was when I had that sleep paralysis thing. So it's not like I
get contacted telepathically, and they start talking.
Oh no! Listen, y'all can stay out of my head. Like that's.
What if they're good guys?
Space.
What if they have useful?
What
if they have useful things to say? You know.
You know me. I wouldn't try. I'd be like, I don't know about this.
Mm-hmm. You're very skeptical.
They could come down and say the lottery number tomorrow is, and I'd be like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Right?
Well,
you already know.
Well, there's good aliens. They're not all bad.
I know. I'm just super skeptical.
I know.
I believe. I told you. I don't think they're all evil. I just, me personally.
There is a massive correlation between UFOs being seen. Nuclear. Yeah, we already did that. This would seem to indicate that as if they're saying we don't like the nuclear weapons. You think? So yeah, this is a good article. We are saying you've got to start preparing people for a massive psychological change. Whether it's now or 6 months or a year's time, everything is pointing to ET and non-human as far as the UFO goes. 70 years of past history would say that they've been here all that time. They're not a threat. He explained ICER wants to make sure the public are ready for any potentially bombshell revelations on UFOs, saying we should be preparing the world now, right? Because it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I don't know how it's going to come about, but it's coming.
We always end up with an alien discussion.
Hey, like, you know what?
One way or another, we end up talking about aliens.
Even aliens
talking
in the
about
Bible.
Something.
They've always been here. They're always.
I agree.
There's aliens in the Bible. There's aliens in every ancient text. You know, they're just everywhere. They've always been here, but they've been showing up physically. We've been able to see their ships in the last, consistently in the last 70, 75 years. So.
I mean, they're just out there now. Like they just came out the closet and all.
Yeah. Like as Foyle would say, they're wiling out. You know what I mean?
Wiling out.
Yeah, they're wiling out.
Wild out.
All right, so are we on UFOs now? UFOs and then space weather. Here we go. Roll it. Unidentified flying objects. All right. This guy's got a cool photo of a ship. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Comes from Scotland. Look at that. That's quite a ship. That's like a ship in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
There's another. If you click on the arrow, he's got there. It's the same ship, but it's another.
That's a rarity to get a picture of a ship that close up too. That's wild.
I guess he took it. I don't know, not too long ago. I don't remember the exact date, but
pretty cool.
I think so.
That's a pretty cool ship. All right, what do we got next? Beaver, Utah.
Oh yeah, you might want to make that one big.
Oh, is this the rod? No.
No.
What is that?
A freaking Tic Tac, I think. It shoots so they slow it down. I think zooming.
I can't tell. It's going too fast. It looks cylindrical to me.
Maybe.
You notice Tyler from Secure Team is doing live streams now, where he's analyzing UFO videos. It's cool. I like
for hours, right?
I'm into it. I dig it. I watch it. Flame like a ball in the sky. Let's look at this. We could do this more often, Foyle. When I get back from these trips and we when there's time again, we should sit and just go through UFO videos like that. And
listen, there's so many. TikTok is awash with UFO videos.
All right. Sounds good. Look at that there.
I told you that's my next thing is TikTok.
That looks like
it does. It looks exactly like it. That's why I pulled it.
Looks like your UFO. That's cool. Cool. It's cool, man. It's cool, man. What do we got next? What's going on here? Mark
This
Gill,
one, yeah, this is a long video. I think I had a timestamp on this. Like
I
a
have
minute.
the one pulled up that has a timestamp. There was no timestamp on this one.
Hello to everyone. I just decided to do
Go
this
to a
video
minute 20.
because it's a pretty good video.
This
it's
is a
from
video right
Mark
here.
Gill
Look.
in the UK.
It's right here. I already have it pulled up with the timestamp right here.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
You know me. I'm always on it.
I thought it was the other
And
one.
I paused it here because it looks like it's about to
Oh, that
split
is
in
her.
two, which is pretty common. And then it does, forming this horseshoe shape, which
How
is
do
also
UFOs
very
split
common
into
with the
2 and
lights in the
3 and
sky.
4? Like, how do they do that?
There,
Like, that's the one thing
replay,
that fascinates
you can
me
see
that I
a
want answers to.
huge stretch out, slow motion.
This thing does all kinds of
here.
weird
So I'm gonna go ahead and cover that
stuff
up
in
and
the
see
sky.
if the camera really is shaking that much, and it's not. You would never think that the clouds are kind of staying where they are. So that makes me wonder if it's the light itself. Here's some more glitchiness, again expanding out and coming back in again. Here it completely breaks up into two as it moves away from each other. Again, very common, especially in my film lights in the sky. There you go. There's another weird glitch.
Believe it or not, guys,
again.
this level of the game that we're in right now, this 3D physicality, whatever this is, it's so basic. Like people that have moved beyond that or that understand that it's manipulating stuff in physical reality is just like what?
Fearless.
Thank you, Sean.
Are you kissing on gray aliens? What's going on over here?
What's happening? What?
Fearless is getting it on with the aliens, apparently. I don't know. Something. He said they're crappy kissers.
Fearless, come on now. He's dropping something like that. I know what he's doing. I know Fearless very well.
Let's slow it down.
He wanted you to say that.
Right. Thanks, Sean Joe, for the
That's
can.
5% speed. That's very, very slow. This is zoomed all the way out. I have not adjusted brightness or contrast on this. I don't need to. I'm going to cover it up. See
He's
if
trying to say he's got an alien girlfriend.
Right?
Yep.
Camera really is moving that much, and we can see that it's not. It's the light that is moving that way. Here's some more glitchiness, but if we slow it down very, very slowly, we can see it's not glitchiness, it's the actual light there. It separates into two and then comes back together again.
Don't we have some
cover
TikTok
that up.
videos
Watch
too? Let's watch those.
Oh yeah, you know I got some TikToks in here.
Oh, of course, we always have TikToks.
It's my new shit.
Oh, this, I remember seeing this a long time ago, this video right here. Or maybe this is a new one, I don't know. Talk about a glitch in the Matrix. What is that? I've seen a few weird like... See, UFOs like that trip me out, because they're not like light ships. They're like physical, scary
Oh yeah,
objects.
that's there, whatever it is.
Like whatever it is, I don't... The resonance of it is not good. Not good. I don't know whose ship it is, but... Alright, what do we got here?
Which one is this? Oh yeah, that one's kind of wild.
So TikTok's a UFO gold mine, huh?
Man, I'm telling you, I'm making a TikTok as soon as I get this computer.
I'm down with, oh, look at that. Look at that there. Pretty cool.
Thanks for the can, Speak.
Thank you, Speak Easy. Wait, what did Aurelius Locke just ask? Was that Aurelius Locke? What do you know about the Lathrop Wells cone? I don't even know anything about that, Aurelius Locke. You're gonna have to tell me about that. I don't even know what that is. Okay. We're moving on. What's this? England, July 5th, 2021. Oh, this is recent. Look at this.
And those ones are
Look
kind
at
of weird
this.
looking.
Where's the sound? Oh, I guess there's no sound.
Oh, there probably is. There's none?
No.
These ones have like arms coming off them.
Yeah, they look like...
You see them like galaxies or something. I don't know. It's the weirdest looking things.
Pretty wild.
probably making crop circles.
Right? Crop circles are such a mystery.
Right?
Yeah. I didn't know that much
video
about him until Red came on my show.
Yeah, Red is on it.
And I have so much more to learn from him. I had no idea that, guys, did you know that the area around the crop circles is part of the decode? Like, you literally have to decode them. Like, it's the crop circle plus everything around it is part of the decode. Like,
if it's pointing in a certain direction, if it's next to something.
I know Red got hurt recently. Something happened, and I think he's recovering from that. But once he's better, and prayers for Red, please, you guys. He's such a blessing and such an amazing guy. And we need him to stick around with us as long as possible. He's definitely
back at it on Twitter.
He is? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well, he needs to. When I get back from these trips, I got to have Red back on. We got to do 2 more crop circle episodes. And he can teach us to decode all the crop circles because he's really good at that. He's amazing. Okay. Yeah, he fascinates me. Red's one of my favorite people. Look at that there. We got a triangle.
Yep. Yep.
Some type of triangle. Bye, Capable. Have a good night, friend.
Good night.
Look at that there. Definitely a triangle. Definitely a triangle. Alright, I think it's space weather time. That's what I think.
Space weather?
Space weather? What did I miss over here? No, that's not valid. Okay.
I think that was all of them.
I think that was all of them. Yeah, some good ships. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Space weather with Alexis from Ascension Diaries.
Beep, bop, boop, beep.
Beep, bop, boop, beep.
Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, July 11th, 2021. My name is Alexis, of course. This is Ascension Diaries. It is currently 2:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and here is the space weather report for all of you this beautiful space weather Sunday. So we are currently in a waxing crescent moon in the sign of Leo, which will basically influence the organs around your heart area. We are seeing on spaceweather.com that they are mentioning the solar wind is on its way, which will also include auroral activity, but right now the solar wind is below average, so maybe tonight it will be more intense. But take a look at this beautiful photo. We have a ton of CMEs that have been leaving the sun this last week, so if you've been feeling heavy, it's okay, because there's the 9th. This is into the 9th, into the 10th. There's another one. So even just the last 3 days, there's been coronal mass ejections. There was a small one today, but yeah, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th year following, we're having a ton come out of the sun, which is why they're talking about solar wind on its way, because how could it not be? I'm looking at this model as well, which I don't usually do, but we just basically also went through a huge wave of energy over the last few days of this last week, and we have a giant coronal hole in the sun, which also would explain the solar wind incoming, because this is where solar wind escapes from as well. More so, it's a lower magnetic area. I don't see anything too crazy with solar flares at the moment, and again, our solar wind and the geomagnetic pressure isn't as high yet, but we are well on our way to potentially get a little bit more coming into this week. The solar flares have been in the B class the last 24 hours, so nothing crazy. Again, solar wind did spike a little bit, but this is still just barely above average, this particular height, so we're expecting more than that. The Schumann resonances in Russia, at least, and basically the lower EMF range, has been fairly quiet today, but I have reports from the 6th where we had quite a bit of activity at midnight and then around 4 p.m. And then I had reports on the 9th where we also had quite a bit of a blast on the 9th. So currently we're dealing with lower levels, but it's incoming. We had a little bit here on the 10th in Italy, and you can find all of these links here in my link tree. You just have to scroll down to the space weather links section. We also seeing, I'm just checking the solar wind. I'm looking for impact. It hasn't hit us yet, but that's what this the predictive model is saying. So just enjoy your Monday and get through the night the best you can, of course. And if you're having thunder and lightning storms, know that's the cosmic energy that is grounding down into the planetary surface around you. It's pretty magical. And until next week, I will be seeing you tonight on my live stream, and I will be doing another short report next week. Thank you very much.
Never go full retard, toots. Never go full retard. Did
you see me just say that?
No, I didn't even see you say that. That's
funny. My God, I just said that in Foxhole.
Okay, I'm gonna release the scratching and the lemons. Thank you so much, Alexis. So Alexis and her husband Jace are the ones putting on the Family of Light conference in Sedona, which is not this weekend, but the following weekend, the 23rd through the 25th in Sedona, Arizona. You can get more information at familyoflight.info. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Dance parties, speakers, vendors, high vibes. It's going to be great. So yeah, I will be there speaking. So will Tyler, a lot of other people, Kate, who else?
Jason Alexis.
Sexual Kung Fu guy, Jonathan White. Who else?
Right.
Rian Daron, Alexander Mahoney, Zen God.
The Zen guy, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the Love Sponge guy's name. It's a cool name.
Love Sponge?
Yeah, Love Sponge. Yeah, he's doing music. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of cool speakers. It's going to be a lot of fun. Familyoflight.info. You can get more information on that. Also, all of Alexis's links to her channel. She usually does a stream right after this one. And where you can donate to her if you appreciate what she does. Those are all in the description on YouTube. And if one of the mods would post her donation link in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so I was trying to release the scratching, and I got kicked off the foxhole. So let me see if I can win here. Maybe, maybe not. See what happens. Let's see if I can get it back. All right, let's see. See what happens here. All right, guys, I'm trying to release your scratching right now. Oh, Lotto is released. You're good.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, let me go get the D Live.
While you're doing that, it never shows me all of the gold pill people.
Whoops.
Like, it only goes by, I can't even read them all. I see Sean Joe, and Speak. Like, here I am trying to help.
It's because you got to open up the tab at the beginning of the show, which I had it open, but the problem is that I got kicked off towards the end of the show.
Oh.
Yeah, I got kicked off towards the end of the show, so that's kind of an issue. Okay, here go the lemons on D Live, guys. There you go. There goes your lemons. Okay, and it looks like everybody got their lotto. Let me see if it'll let me filter the comments. It's probably not going to let me filter them.
Yeah,
I pretty much got everybody.
Well, we
in the
read them
chat.
through the show, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't see anybody new. Thank you, guys. We love you. Thank you so much for everybody that contributed. We appreciate it.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, and Sean Joe with a cookie, I see just popped up. Thank you. Sakes.
Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. Yeah, it's always fun hanging out on Sunday nights doing the Space Force news with everybody. So, let's see. As far as news goes, there will be no more shows on this channel for 2 weeks. I will be out of town at ESETI conference this coming up weekend, which is on the 15th through the 18th. And then the following weekend after that, I will be at the Family of Light conference in Sedona, Arizona. So you can find more information on ESETI at eseti.org, ECETI.org, and familyoflight.info for the Sedona conference. I'm really excited to see everybody that's going to be at these events. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's going to be great. It's starting to set in now. I'm really looking forward to it, and getting out and being around other physical beings in the third dimension, humanoids and others.
Right?
You never know what
Thanks,
you're gonna
classical
get.
chick.
Yeah,
much love to you.
So yeah.
Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, no more shows on this channel for the next 2 weeks. In fact, I won't even be, you guys know, all I have is a flip phone, and I don't even have a laptop. So I will have no access to any technology whatsoever for the next 2 weeks until I get back. No Telegram channel, No, nothing. There won't be anything of any kind. The only time I can guarantee you or promise you that I will be on is Kate and I will be on with Methods on Thursday. Ooh. So normally I go on Wednesday with Methods, but I'm going to be switching with Brad. So Brad will be on Wednesday, and Kate and I will be live from ESETI on Thursday.
Maybe I'll make it a point to randomly post shenanigans in your Telegram channel, since I know you won't be there and not able to see it or say anything.
My mods will whoop your my mods will still be in there holding it down. You know what I mean? They'll be maintaining.
Internet booth for the cookies.
You could try your shenanigans, Foil, but you.
There will be shenanigans, ma'am.
Probably not going to get away with it.
Oh yes.
So what else was I going to say? So Methods, if you aren't by some chance subscribed to Methods channel, please go and do so. You can find Methods on pill.net, of course, the Foxhole, DLive, and Twitch. If somebody could post the link to Methods channel, that would be super, super awesome. Mainly over there on YouTube and DLive, because I think most people on the Foxhole are well aware of Methods. So that would be awesome. So no more shows. Foil has above average Joe. Excuse me. Foil has above average Joe Patriot coming on with her Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be an awesome show. You guys are not going to want to miss that. It's going to be really good. I wish I could watch it, but I probably have to start driving at that point and leave town. So I am going to totally miss everybody. Oh yeah, and Thursday. I know. Sorry guys, the show on Thursday is 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. So
I'm not going to be able to have conspiracy theory trivia this Friday. I might. Tyler said it was okay if I got like a pop-up host. So I'm going to have random lives. I'm still going to be on Tuesdays and Fridays. I just don't know what's going to be going on. Might be something exciting. Maybe I'll bring super secret special guests on.
That'll be cool. Yeah. So we will be coming back with a bang in August, though, you guys. So after my 2-week hiatus, going to these conferences and doing all that, when we come back, I think we're going to be kicking Conspiracy Couch into full gear, probably doing it once a week instead of every other week. Space Force News will be back, probably other stuff. I don't know. I haven't fully scheduled out August yet, but we'll be back with a bang for sure. And So other than that, the only place you will find me, Foil may or may not put up a stream over the weekend from ESETI of everybody over there. We're not sure yet, but definitely look to Loyal to the Foils channel because there might possibly be a stream going up there. Journey to Truth, of course. I'm sure Tyler will probably put up a stream while he's at ESETI at some point. So be looking at the Journey to Truth Telegram channel. My Telegram channel, Alara Series channel, won't really have updates while I'm gone. But so Loyal to the Foil might be putting up a stream this weekend. We're not positive on that yet. But definitely the only location you'll find me in the next 2 weeks for sure will be Thursday on Methods, and then the following Wednesday. So other than that, guys, it has been an absolute blast hanging out with you. I feel like we're wrapping it up for the next year right now. I'm like, bye everybody, I'm going to miss you. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. Tyler says most likely he's going to put up a stream. So definitely be looking to Journey to Truth to put up another live stream from ESETI. Thank you, Silent Bob Ross, for the ship. Another great show.
Ooh,
love you too. Thank you so much, friend. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
What else?
Right.
On that note, I think we about covered
guys. it. Like, share, subscribe. You already know. Go over, follow us. DLive, Twitch, Pill, Rockfin, Foxhole. You guys can donate directly to Space Force News Live via Cash App and Venmo. The links are in the description below, along with our link trees, all of the ways to find us. If you want to support us and a veteran-run business, you guys know what it is. BeardVet.com. Go there. Get you some coffee. Get you some manly beard oils. Maybe a T-shirt and some soap. Whatever you need. Promo code SFN at checkout for 10% off. All orders over $35 get free shipping anyway. Portion of your purchase goes to support their veteran run charity of the month. So that's a win-win. Normally I would say meet us back here next Sunday, but we will be back in 2 weeks. So until then, keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal.
We will probably put up a lot. We'll probably have some sort of watch party when I get back of at least the Sedona event. So probably have something like that that'll be coming up. I'll definitely make a post about it when it does happen. And what else? We are your news in this dimension and the next. Big thank you to all our awesome mods and everyone else who hangs out on this channel.
Much
everyone
love,
have
guys.
an amazing night. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Good night, Space Drits.
Deuces.